A lot to talk about. Sunday Night Football is kicking off, but we're going to go over briefly what we just watched in Week 8, what we watched unfold from massive monster explosion type performances out of Tony Pollard and A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and a bunch of other players to potential, injury concern situations or players that maybe are playing way better than I thought we'd see in Week 8. We'll talk about Christian McCaffrey's explosion. What do I make of that going forward? What do you expect out of Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown? Moonmen, baby. This week was fantastic. We had a couple busts. We had Malik Willis not doing what I thought he'd do. That's my bad. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all that and more. The Fantasy Football Show. It begins in just 3 minutes.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and what a week number 8. Lots of scoring, lots of explosions, a couple big bust candidates to talk about, and then concern moving forward. Jonathan Taylor is one we're going to talk about. JT got re-injured in the game. Hard to kind of judge him, off of the problem is, what do you do? You got to adjust and adapt. It's adjust and adapt season, right? I'm still buying JT low, but we got to adjust our expectation level. It could take him another week or two to get healthy. It could take him, maybe he never bounces back. We got to talk about JT. We'll probably talk about him all week long. He'll be in the panic chamber 1,000%. We'll close the panic chamber doors on JT 1000%. But that doesn't mean we're not going to buy low in certain situations. But are you buying at anything close to his old value? No. Are you buying anything close to even ETN straight up? No, you can't. You got to adjust and adapt season. And speaking of ETN, speaking of Jalen Hurts, speaking of AJ Brown, speaking of Tony Pollard, there is a little list out there called the Moonmen list. Yeah, maybe I don't get everything right. I admit my bad about Malik Willis this week, but our Moonmen are looking like absolute monsters.
The Moonmen dropping to the moon.
Where's my button? Moonmen.
The Moonmen dropping loads in outer space.
Look at these guys.
Space Moon says.
We had explosions this week on the Moonmen list. Tony Pollard went absolute bonkers. ETN in the London game went absolutely crazy. St. Brown is finding his way back. I have no worries about St. Brown long term. Lamb's looking good. AJ Brown and Hurts carried people this week. Pierce and Walker salvaged their days. And Dalton Schultz at the very, very bottom is kind of getting back on track. I know Khalil Herbert scored a touchdown, but this Moonmen list was absolutely fantastic. I'm super, super pumped about what's going on for the most part walking out of week 8. We have a couple things that need to be discussed. One is, what are we doing with JT? We kind of touched on that already. We also need to touch on, CMC. What do we think of the CMC move forward? They got a bye week this week. The Niners coming up on week number 9, but CMC was utilized perfectly, brilliantly. And even though I don't trust Shanahan, I trust that CMC, the way he carried this team, the way he made sure he took matters into his own hands for the most part. I feel very confident that CMC, and change in direction, adjust and adapt, and admit when you're wrong. Do I feel like CMC is better than every other running back in fantasy football? No, because Deebo Samuel is going to come back and take some touches away, and it's going to cloudy up the pipeline toward the end zone and into fantasy football production. So by no means do I think anybody should expect 2 and 3 TD games every single week, but CMC's kind of earned 100 total yards and a real strong shot at being at getting a touchdown and being in the top 4, top 5 running backs go forward, because San Francisco needs to use him. So I was actually pretty impressed with that Shanahan was able to understand what to do with him, because it felt like he wasn't going to. So CMC absolutely top 1 to 5 conversation for running backs. Do I vault him to number 1? You could. I would have no problem doing that. But he absolutely changed a lot of people's minds, D-Class. There are a bunch of us that are skeptical of how the Niners would use him. I think we need to be careful about Deebo coming in and taking away some of his production. But even if he did, we can afford CMC not to get 3 touchdowns and 180 yards. So if he got 110 total yards and a touchdown on the regular, that would be perfectly fine. CMC is going to be hard to trade for. However, CMC might be just a little tiny bit more attainable if the owner of him is like 2 wins, 3 wins, whatever, going into a bye week. That's the only time I could see anybody being able to pry CMC away out of that game. Watson's down, by the way. Green Bay Packer rookie wide receiver Watson is down. Doesn't look good. He's not moving around too much. I mean, I don't think it's a neck injury. It looks like it could be a knee or something like that. We'll find out. But he's kind of in pain right now, so hopefully he's okay. Camaro was absolute straight fire. Tony Pollard to the moon. Absolutely. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, part of this the tripod here.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hurts, Chase or a JB, Hall or Walker.
So right here, this tripod. So from the beginning, we've altered the tripod. Took Javonte out. We're gonna eventually take Breece Hall out. This, unlike the Moonmen list, the Moonmen list is historically correct, locked in, not changing, not adding anybody to the Moonmen list. I'll show the Moonmen list again.
The Moonmen dropping loads in outer space.
This has been the way it is the entire offseason. We're not messing around with it. We don't add to it. We don't take away. This is the Moonmen list. This is historically correct. It stays the way it is. This
The
right here,
tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient
we
Egypt,
tweaked it a little
are
bit.
constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or AJ, Hall or Walker.
From the beginning, though, Hertz and A.J. Brown have been the cousin tripod. So the original tripod was Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams. But from the get-go, before week 1, the cousin tripod we always reference was Hertz and A.J. Brown as being the alternate, quarterback wide receiver you could throw in if you didn't want to go with Burrow and Chase. And the reason the tripod, when we're talking about the best stack, right? The best stack, not in terms of what's going to score the most, but in terms of what's the best value. And so when you look at a guy like Joe Burrow getting drafted in round 6, 7 back in August and September, and Jamar Chase going at like the end of round 1, that combination was absolutely phenomenal. ETN will probably replace Hall 2 card. Maybe we'll do that ceremony here on the show. Maybe we'll do a little ceremony. We'll play some music and we'll take Hall down. We'll give our thanks, and then we'll put we'll anoint ETN in the tripod. But it's the tripod's about value, and Jalen Hurts going in the same range of draft value, draft capital, draft cost of entry as Burrow back in August, September, and AJ Brown going in like the third round, top of the third round. It's even better value. It's even better value than the Chase and Burrow combo. So if you have AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, what I can tell you is that if you drafted well at all with the rest of your team, I spilled water all over my desk. If you drafted good at all with the rest of your team, you're winning. You're in the driver's seat. You're looking phenomenal. Adams will be a buy low. Absolutely, bro. Adams will be a buy low. As much as people will want to push back on it, I know people want to push back on JT a little bit. And I understand. And I get if nobody even wants to go near JT. If you don't want to buy him at all, I totally get it. And I can understand that. But the question is, how low can you buy him? Because if somebody owns JT, they're pretty much almost out of it. Because they spent number 1 overall draft capital on JT. And they're not getting it. And if they drafted any other player at all, like Javonte or Breece Hall, or a quarterback that went down, they're going to be absolutely in dire straits. And you could definitely walk over to a JT owner, hand him a lukewarm ham sandwich that's been sitting out for, 2.5 hours, and literally trade that ham sandwich for JT. So the question is, do you go get him at ham sandwich value, or are you so stubborn that you're going to say, no, I'm done with him, I'm not going near him? So it all depends on cost of entry. I don't blame anybody for not wanting to pay top dollar on any level. Look at Singletary looking smooth. I don't want to go get JT at this point, given that he re-injured his ankle and we don't know what's going on moving forward with him at a high value. But I will scoop him up at low-end running back 2 value, maybe high-end wide receiver 2 value, depending on what my team looks like and what movable parts I have. If you're sitting there with 4 or 5 running backs and you're not using them, maybe it's an attractive move for you to take a piece, a player you aren't using, trade it for JT, and even put JT on your bench and just wait for him to get back to form. And if he doesn't, well, you had that player on your bench anyway. You got to use the noggin when you're trying to figure out how to get a guy like JT and get over your fear of him never returning to form. If you buy him at a value that doesn't consider him ever capable of returning to form, then you have yourself a steal. As for Tony Pollard, we walk into a week 9 Cowboys bye week. The Niners have a bye. Who are the other teams that have a bye? Let me pull up the bye weeks. But you walk into a week 9 Cowboys bye week, and we got to wonder what's going on in the mind of everybody that's a decision maker in the Dallas Cowboys organization and decision tree. Look at Singletary ripping off another run. Singletary's looking pretty good. Punch out effect, no. Green Bay not punching the ball out of Singletary's hands. Josh Allen's marching Gabe Davis down the field and Diggs so that they can score touchdowns. Let's get a long pass to Gabe Davis. Your boy Smitty has his Underdog Fantasy 5 prop parlay going right now. All of them have landed. except for Gabe Davis, which was 56.5 yards. I took the over. Your boy Smitty's about to land a 5-prop parlay. And Ron Navy and I went over our favorite parlay picks. We're going to probably do that. Ron Navy in here? We should do that. Make that a Saturday ritual. Saturday night ritual. Go over the Sunday game props. What are our favorite props of the week on Underdog? Promo code Smitty. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. I'm going to drop the link right now in the live chat and pin it. It's also in the description if you're watching the replay of this. But play Underdog Fantasy because they will give you $100 match, instant match on your first deposit up to $100. And these props are phenomenal. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than walking into a week where maybe you don't have as much to play for. You've got a lot of players on a bye. You're going to take a big L anyway, and you got props that you're rooting for. You're rooting for, literally, I'm rooting for Gabe Davis to get 56.5 yards. Maybe it doesn't happen. I've seen a lot of my tickets go down to 1. It comes down to 1, and it doesn't happen. I get 4 out of 5 right on those 20-time multipliers on Underdog. And right now, it's if you bet $5, it's $100. You bet $10 is $200. You bet $20 is $400 that you're getting. And so I'm just waiting for Gabe Davis to get to this 56.5 or 57 yards. Let's go over real quickly the bye weeks for next week, and then that way we can kind of plan accordingly as far as what to expect next week and what kind of buys we might be able to pull off with the bye weeks. So there's a ton of bye weeks. I can't even remember them off the top of my head. Walking into next week, I'm going to put them on screen here. The bye weeks, this is bye week city that we're walking into this coming week 9. Everyone and their mother is on a bye in this week. Here it is right here. Okay, this is a brutal week. This is where a lot of people are going to be scoring 70 and 65 points and winning their weeks. Okay, here are the bye weeks walking into week number 9. The Browns, the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Giants, the Steelers, and the Niners. That is a ton of players on bye. A ton of fantasy football players on bye. D-Class says, Smitty, I'm killing it on Underdog because of you. D-Class, I appreciate you, my man. And let's see, we had this other ticket on here. I don't know if I still have Ron Navy's. Ron Navy dropped one on here. He had everything but, I think, the kicker. Oh, I remember we talked about this too. I'm like, I don't know about kicker. Kickers are hard to predict. But Ron Navy landed, I think, well, he's going to land the Josh Allen one, I think. But like I said, this wasn't the one that he bet. I think it was it this one over here? Where is it? I don't know. This is another one that we had. Jonathan Taylor screwed this one, and so did Jefferson. That was one that didn't work out as well. This one is the one that I'm waiting on right here that we reviewed. I put on my stories too, guys. If you ever want to know my picks, go to my stories. Let's see. Where's my picks here? This is the one that I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on one on this one right here. Josh Allen, was that down to the 1 yard line? Can we get a Gabe Davis 1 yard touchdown catch, please? That would be appropriate right now. That would be something that I could get behind. Here's the ticket right here that I'm waiting on landing with the Gabe Davis. So as you can see on the side, all the green bars are you've landed it already. Fournette, don't ask me why I thought the Fournette over on 29.5 yards felt like a lock in this one, but it just did. I felt like with the fact that Baltimore would be up, I predicted Tom Brady to be throwing, and I thought that this would be a pretty easy number for Fournette to get to. 29.5 receiving yards over, nailed it. Tony Pollard, 63.5 combined yards. Yeah.
Mashed potatoes!
You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Free money. They call that free money, boys. They call that free money. 63.5 total yards for Tony Pollard. Let's have it for free money.
Mashed potatoes!
That'll buy you a lot of mashed potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. But D-Class, I'd love to know what you're raking in. Josh Allen rolling out. Touchdown, Dawson Knox. That's what I'm talking about. Dawson Knox, baby. One of the more undervalued tight ends right now in fantasy football. Why? Because he was injured. He disappointed people. Boy. Get on your horse, Josh Allen. Get on your horse, Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is next. Get him on the track. Get him going. Get him doing some warm-ups. Nice. Josh Allen improvising. Him and Mahomes are so good at that. Okay, so don't worry. Josh Allen's got plenty of touchdowns to go. But this one right here, Jalen Hurts, 287.5 total yards. That was actually a little closer than I wanted, 295, because he was having a day, but he wasn't needing to throw the yardage. Dallas Goedert, that felt like a lock, 46.5 over. The only thing your boy Smitty's waiting on is this 56.5. And they moved that number up to 60 but right before the game. So it's been creeping up because people have been taking this. We've been talking about it for a while. This is one of my favorite ones. Smitty, us Niner fans want a sincere apology for your statement about how we were going to have a long day. No thanks, Noah. Look, hey, I want to congratulate your Niners. You guys did good. You guys did really good. I'm not apologizing to Shanny for anything after breaking Trey Lance, bro. So you're not getting anything out of me. But I will say congratulations, and I will say CMC looked fire. And if you guys continue to use him that way, CMC is going to be running back 1, 2, 3 in the top 3, top 4, guaranteed top 5 if he stays healthy. The problem is, will Shanahan break him? We will see. This is one game without Debo, and let's see what he does once Debo gets back to catch some of those footballs. Does he resort to running CMC too much? We'll find out. But good start. Go into the bye week, regroup. Let's see what happens. I do love what I see out of CMC. These bye weeks are going to be quite a problem, guys. You got Tony Pollard on a bye, and this is why we brought it up to begin with. Tony Pollard is absolutely the best running back on this Dallas Cowboys roster. Clear as day. Clear as day. Foreman was a great play too, bro. Foreman was absolutely phenomenal. Chris, Foreman looks really good. We got to talk about where we're ranking him. Is he a high-end running back 2? Some would say running back 1. I don't think we want to go quite that far yet, but like high-end running back 2, Foreman going forward. He looked hungry. He ran aggressive, and they absolutely love him. They absolutely love him, Chris. So I think we do need to talk about Foreman in a minute. But what I wanted to talk about was what happens when Elliott's 1 week healthier, because the Dallas Cowboys go into a bye week. Does Pollard come back to a 50-50 split in week number 10? I hope not. I hope the Dallas Cowboys understand the assignment. I hope the Dallas Cowboys at least give Tony Pollard 75% of the work. I don't mind if Zeke Elliott's in there to keep Pollard fresh, to spell Pollard. But if they literally come out with a 50-50 divide, which is what I'm fearful, that they don't understand that this is how you get in a rhythm. This is how you get your RB to start picking up more and more yards, chunks and chunks of yards, because he gets in a rhythm and a flow. And I'm really fearful of that. I think what we saw out of Pollard is just, more of things to come, hopefully, but we can't guarantee it that it's going to be the case. But I certainly think that they're going to look strong, long and hard, and give strong consideration to running Pollard out there on the 75% at least workload ratio. And Henry, the 2 running backs I feel need kudos from me, because I admit when I'm wrong. I'm not necessarily saying that Henry stays healthy all year, because a lot of it's about mileage and breaking down. But Henry and CMC looked phenomenal today, and I'm willing to say going forward, I'm comfortable with ranking those guys as high as anybody wants to. There's no pushback from me on that right now going forward. Even if I am concerned about the workload for Henry, because Henry could squeak it out for the entire season. We are entering week 9. There's not a ton of weeks left. We're looking at less than half of a season after next week left of football. And so at that point, it's like, could he squeak out, 8 games? Sure. Aaron Rodgers tossing a deep ball, almost, I think it was Dobbs, almost caught. No PI. So Henry and CMC need to be considered top 5 running backs going forward. Look, you don't hit them all. You don't hit them all. And it's those are 2 that I need to adjust and adapt on myself. There's a lot of everybody needs to adjust and adapt. Me too. I'm not immune from adjusting and adapting. CMC looks phenomenal in that system, It's just a matter of what's going to look like with Debo back. We'll find out. The bye week's going to heal Debo up. Debo will be back, and then we'll see what's what. But CMC did exactly what CMC owners needed him to do. They couldn't walk into the bye week with a week 7 dud and a week 8 dud and then a bye. CMC delivered. CMC did exactly what his owners needed him to do, and he looked phenomenal. CMC is going to be so good and get much looks with the check down from Jimmy. Let's hope, Logan. Let's hope it continues. I still love the show, Smitty. Who said you didn't love the show, Anthony? Oh, you did when you said earlier. Tired of hearing mileage when Javonte and Hall and Swift miss more games. I mean, Anthony, I get it, bro. That's why it's a adjust and adapt season. But, you know, we've seen players break down time and time again with the workloads that they have. So it's a concern, but at this point, with the amount of games left, it's not a risk that I'm too worried about from this point moving forward. David says, made 88 not a crazy take at all. Made 88. What does that mean, bro? Watson got crunched. He did. He doesn't look good. Watson concussion. Was it a concussion? I wasn't sure if it was a knee. He wasn't moving too much. But man, boy, do we have quite a Sunday. We had a lot of good stuff happen on this Sunday. And ETN, can we give a round of applause for ETN? ETN, what do you average? 6.5 a pop, something like that?
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
ETN looks great. ETN looks great. Dameon Pierce wasn't trash. He salvaged his day with a touchdown, but the problem is the game script. And that's why a guy like Walker or a guy like, you know, even Tony Pollard, if he keeps the job, can be better than Pierce on the average, because game script can pull Dameon Pierce away from what he does best, which is run between the tackles. And Houston has that. Now, we talked about that in the offseason. A lot of people's rebuttal for Pierce breaking out was game script and such, but he's been able to elude a lot of that negative game script stuff for a while. So it's not like he's going to be ultra inconsistent, but he will have games once in a while where he's kind of game scripted out a little bit. DK built different. Yeah, he shouldn't be playing, but he did. KW3 trash. No, bro. You can't come in and say KW3 trash. Kenneth Walker's not trash. How do you use that? How do you even use that word, Doomba, with Kenneth Walker? How do you even use the word trash? Like, he's built different, bro. He's a Le'Veon Bell. He's one of the future top 5 running backs of Dynasty in 2023 on, and arguably a top 4 to 7 running back go forward. How can you say trash? He had a magnificent touchdown run, did very well for what he was given. So I don't understand the trash comment, bro. It's about volume. He didn't get quite the volume. The script was strange. He came on strong. He scored an unbelievable touchdown, showing every bit of the talent that he showed us the week prior, just in lesser volume. So I don't know how he's trash. Zeke needs to back up Pollard. I think they need to look at Zeke and say, Zeke, let's sit you down. Let's maybe talk about taking the year off and just, getting your mentals and your, keeping your bread in order and your mentals in order. Let's just sit him out, just as a precautionary measure for the entire season. I think that's what they should do with Zeke Elliott, just to be safe, on the safe side. I'm worried about him. I'm worried about Zeke, right? We're worried about him. Should I trade ETN for Chase? No, bro. Why? Why would you do that, Billy? Billy, why would you do that? Chase is out for at least 2 more games, and then he has a bye week. At least. I mean, he could miss the 4. He could come back and re-injure himself. I don't know why on earth you would want to trade a guy that just dropped 150 plus yards on the ground after we knew he was going to do it, and he did it. And after he just exploded the game prior, and he looks absolutely amazing. There's no. I have Cook Mostert. Doesn't matter who you have. That's a bad trade. That's like saying I'm just going to take the best offer I can get. It was an okay offer, but since I have him stacked, I'm going to do it. You can't think like that, bro. Don't sell Pierce off the week. No, definitely don't sell Pierce off of that week. JT is who's trash. Texas, I don't blame you for feeling that way, and I'm definitely gonna buy him, and I'll explain the highest I'll pay and all that. I'm definitely gonna buy him at swap meet pricing. This is no longer even foreclosure pricing. This is swap meet. He's on layaway, and the person never came back to get him. So he's at the pawn shop absolutely free. He was on layaway. He's no longer even needed by whoever had him before. So you could go in and grab JT you could trade in your old guitar and get it without strings on it and get JT. So let's be careful not to overlook the potential opportunity based on the knee-jerk reaction to what he's doing right now, because what he's doing right now can change. He got hurt again. You got to take it all into context. Now, will he stay healthy? Will he ever get healthy? Will he play injured all year long? Certainly could, and that's why we're not going to buy him at a high price tag, right? Kenneth Walker had 18, put 21 on 21 running back carries. What are you laughing at, Anthony? Do you flip Pierce? You could flip Pierce, but don't sell low. Good idea, Smitty. Give Zeke the Russell Westbrook treatment. Yes, just sit Zeke out. Just give him some time off. He needs some time for his mentals. I'm worried about him. I want him to take care of himself. Just give him paid leave. Send him on his way. Pollard can take over, and I'm totally fine with that. Let's get to these super chats real quick. We probably won't be live too long tonight because we're gonna watch this game, right? So, and we got the Zoom calls at halftime. Tyreek, CMC, Tony, absolute fire today.
To the moon.
All of them to the moon, my broski. Will Justin Herbie pick it up next week? I hope he does. I hope they trade for a wide receiver before the Tuesday trade deadline. Brandon Cooks would be a good one. Elijah Moore would be a good pickup. Let's make a trade, Chargers. Let's give this football. Let's spread this football around. Diggs fumbling the ball. Diggs, come on, bro. Hold on to the football, my guy. What are you doing? I need Gabe Davis to get in the end zone, bro. Dalvin Cook, should I keep or should I get him? Or I could use a wide receiver too. Godwin's all right. I mean, it depends what you can get for Cook, bro. If you can go get a wide receiver like Adams on the cheap using Cook, that's what we're going to talk about all week, Avi. And I think that would be an absolutely amazing move. And he'll be one of the best buy lows. Jefferson will be a little cheaper than normal. No one's going to give him away for a Cook, but maybe you can give a Cook in something and get a JJ. Got offered Kittle for Pollard and talked him into Kittle plus CEH for Pollard. I got offered Kittle for... Why would you trade Pollard for Kittle, bro? No, Patrick. Won my matchup with 3 players. It's awesome. Congrats on that. But I don't know why you would have traded Pollard for Kittle. Kittle's going to be sporadic, man. I don't mind Kittle as like a bottom 10, starter. Like, I'd rather have Knox than Kittle. I'd rather have a handful of players, Taysom Hill over Kittle. Kittle can be good, but when Debo comes back, there's just not enough, footballs to go around. And so I don't like this at all. I'd rather have Pollard. You got Pollard. Wait. Got offered Kittle for Pollard and talked him into Kittle plus CEH for Pollard and Foreman. You gave up Foreman too? Tell me this is backwards, bro. Tell me this is backwards. Tell me you wrote this wrong. Tell me you missed English class, my guy. Tell me you missed English class, my guy. Got offered Kittle? You got offered Kittle? You were offered Kittle and Pollard? Tell me you missed English class. Okay, thank God he got Pollard and Foreman. I think he got Pollard and Foreman. You wrote this a little funny, my guy. Remind me not to have you write the inside pamphlet of my book that's coming out this coming off season on trade negotiation. I'm not having you write it because you're going to say the inverse of what I'm trying to say. But Patrick, you're Smitty approved on this trade, my guy.
You've just been Smitty approved.
You guys wonder why I word things the way I word things. When people say, hey, should I trade so-and-so for so-and-so? I don't answer yes or no anymore. I don't do it because Patrick or someone's going to say it the reverse of the way someone else is going to say it. Got offered Kittle for Pollard. That means you're getting offered Kittle for your Pollard. and you're waving by. So, like, that's why I say I love the Pollard side. You know, that's why I do what I do, just so you know. Because a lot of people say, Smitty, I got the other way. It's the other way around. And I'm like, I don't care what you have, because I don't know what you have. So I'm going to tell you what side I like, and that's it. If you can't understand what I mean by that, then I don't know what to say. If I say, oh, Diggs, okay, that was a nice touchdown catch. Get on your horse, Allen. But we don't want them getting up too much. It's 14-0 already. Because then I need Gabe Davis to get 57.5 yards. Smash trade, bro.
You've just been.
Got him.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 25 out.
Nice work, my guy. Patrick, you crushed him, bro. Patrick, you got him, bro. Patrick, you got him.
Got him.
All right. Thank you, Patrick, for your super chat, by the way. Matt Clark. Matty boy, hey, Smitty traded for JT after losing Brees and Javonte. Would you trade him for Walker? Have ETN Rashad? I would take Walker. I would take Walker over JT. I mean, I quietly liked him before this game over JT. So the fact that JT hurt his ankle again, I'd absolutely go get Walker. I wouldn't even care if I didn't get more at this point because JT's injured. But I'm still acquiring JT. I don't want anybody that owns JT right now traded for JT to think, oh, Smitty doesn't like him at all. I like JT, but we have to reassess with the re-injury of his ankle. Yeah, look, it is what it is. We couldn't see him re-injuring his ankle in this game. We didn't know it was going to happen. He injured his ankle. They're wrapping it up. He almost didn't return. Came back onto the field. He was hobbled. He looked very hampered by it. Smitty, how much is that bet? It's 47.5 yards is what I need for Gabe Davis. Smitty, Sutton, ETN, and Njoku for Kelsey and Pittman. That's pretty close. It depends on like the entire structure of your team, which unfortunately I can't break down at the moment. But I mean, Kelsey's very arguable. ETN is potentially a top 5 running back going forward, and Kelsey and Pittman's pretty good. I'd say in general, you'd probably rather have ETN, but it depends on the makeup of your team. Khalil Herbert is coming. Feed that monster. Look, he's already emerged and kind of gone back into hiding a couple times. So it's frustrating to watch him like a turtle head coming out and then going back in and coming out and going back in. Let's get the man out of his shell, shall we? Let's crack it open and get this guy going, because he's an absolute monster. There's a reason he's on this little list I'm about to show you right here.
The moonmen, dropping loads in outer space.
I mean, there's a reason he's on that list. I love him. Get Khalil the ball. This last super chat for the moment from Racing Boy. Racing Boy, I'm not sure if you got my email. I haven't checked the email today regarding your access to thefantasyfootballshow.com, but you're good to go, broski. Appreciate you. I think that was your email, right? That was you. Guy wants Allen and Taylor. He'll give me Mahomes, DJ Moore, and Aaron Jones. Guy wants Allen and Taylor. Josh Allen and Taylor. No, I'm keeping Josh Allen and Taylor. I mean, you could wait until this game's over and see what Aaron Jones does, bro, but DJ Moore is not selling me off of that one catch. I think they do use DJ Moore a lot more. I think DJ Moore becomes wide receiver 3 relevant now. I think that's good news. I think what we saw to DJ Moore is nice. But are we trading for him in these kinds of deals? No. Josh Allen, I like Mahomes a lot. I just feel like Josh Allen is a little bit higher ranked in my mind. He's the number 1 QB right now going forward. And Mahomes is probably 2. But Josh Allen, I'm not giving up Josh Allen and the idea of Taylor off of Aaron Jones and DJ Moore. But you could argue it. It just depends on what Aaron Jones does today. If Aaron Jones goes out and has a big day, and there he goes on a little run, We'll see what he does. If he has like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns or 140 total yards and they look like they're going to use him properly, then I think we revisit this conversation. And if the offer is up, don't reject it yet. Sit on it and see what happens. See how you feel after the game. Or see how you feel after you get a JT report. JT may not be out next, the next contest. The Colts aren't on. Yeah, the Colts aren't on a bye. He may play. I think he's got a week 14 bye, which is brutal because he's got to play through this or sit out if his ankle is limited. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe they're just retaping it. Maybe it wasn't as big of a deal as we thought and made it out to be. He did get a number of carries. He actually did average decent yards per carry by the end of the game, which was crazy because it seemed like he was getting 1 yard a carry or even 4 inches a carry. But he ended up averaging like close to 5 yards a pop, I believe. Let me pull up the stats. I believe it was like 5 yards a carry. So I think, we're going to be quick to judge him and call him a trash can moving forward. But yeah, his average yards per carry was 4.8. So Taylor had 16 carries for 76 yards. I'm not saying that was a good day. I'm just saying he wasn't averaging 2 yards a carry. It's 4.8. That's not bad at all. So hampered, maybe not. He had a 27-yard long run. There's some positives with JT. It's just not, super first round like, looking. D-Hop is out of this galaxy already, says Mr. TD. He was a fantastic pick. Drop moonmen. Drop which moonman, bro? The ultimate stacks of stacks, Allen and Diggs. Yeah, but keep in mind what the movement or the ultimate stack is about. It's about value, and it's about getting one of those quarterbacks really late, like Hurts or Burrow, and then having the early wide receiver. The stack of all stacks is AJ Brown and Hurts because they combined allowed you to do a whole lot more with your picks. You're getting AJ Brown in the 3rd round. You're getting Jalen Hurts in round 6 or 7. So that was out of this world, the top stack in fantasy football value-wise. That's kind of what the pancake stack is all about. Hopkins is a moon man. Let's go ahead and replace. Let's see where's ET. Let's go to the moon men real quick and grab ETN's image and graphic and take it on over to the pancake stack. So
The moonmen, dropping loads in outer space.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB, Hall or Walker.
I do have to say this is a little bit sad. A little bit sad, a little bit somber, but we're going to go ahead and remove Breece Hall. Let me see if I could get some music here. Appropriate music that let's see here. That is kind of playing tribute. Let's see here. We need appropriate music for the ceremony here. No. No. The Devontae song.
Call into the show.
No. Okay, we'll go with this one. Breece Hall. Prayers up to you, young man. We hope to see you soon. We are going to replace you with someone that I believe you will have full respect for, taking over duties. Oh, God, I'm so sad doing this. Prayers up. There he is. ETN, I now knight you as a pancake stacker. And go get him, broski. Everybody give ETN a round of applause for becoming a pancake stacking tripoder.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
There we go. Should we test out the button? All right, here we go. Ready? Let's go to the pancake stack, baby. The tripods.
The tripod, also likened
I
to
gotta redo the
pyramids
audio.
in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.
Now I gotta redo the darn audio again. Son of a. Anyway. For now, that'll work. That was painful. T. Brady. Eckler and Devontae Smith trading away for ETN and A.J. Brown. Eckler and Smith for ETN and A.J. Brown. I think you got to take that. I mean, it depends. Chase and B. Hall out. And Eckler on a bye. It depends on your record. I don't know that I'm worrying about one bye week unless you have like 2 wins or something. You're about to lose again. How to start Mostert. Mostert's okay. And Rashad White this week. I like ETN and A.J. Brown over Eckler and Devontae Smith. Does everybody agree? I feel like that's probably a good move. You could argue it. I can't keep hearing Hall. I know it. That's why I took him off, bro. 6-1. I don't know you need to be worrying about a bye week, bro. Stop talking about ETN's moon head. His head's fine. Fort. ETN for sure top heavy on that dome. Okay, guys. Leave ETN alone. ETN and AJ Brown. You guys are wrong, man. You guys are just wrong. Absolutely wrong. I'm going to say ETN and AJ Brown. All right, let's see what else we got here. It's a new day. All right, anybody got any questions for me before I head out? We're gonna do our Zoom call in a little bit. Super chat. Let me see if I have any more super chats. Brady, appreciate your super chat. Looks like we're good to go. I'm gonna take one phone call.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Where would I rank Deonta Foreman after this week, bro? I don't know. We're going to have to dig into that one. I mean, definitely in the high-end running back 2 category for now, I think. We'll take one phone call. Let's roll. ETN more like... Come on, guys. Why are you guys ripping on ETN? Dude's a monster. Dude's an unbelievable player. Should I be worried about JT? Yeah, watch the beginning of the show, bro. I break it down in pretty decent detail. If you own him, you should be worried, yes. Should you trade him away for a ham sandwich? No. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
James.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
It's good, bro. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to say, what did you think of CMC? Do you think he'll be consistent going forward with Debo getting back?
I think it's going to be up in the air as to like how much it affects him, but am I worried to the point where I think he's not going to be a top 5 running back? No. I think they need to utilize him. He's so good. Like, it was so nice to see him utilized. Like, I was actually pretty impressed at how Shanahan was able to, put his ego aside and say, this is the reason we're going to win, not because of me, and I'm going to use them the way I want to use them. He used them the way that everybody knew he had to use them, and he did it. So while I still think Shanahan's a part of the problem, I think it was good for CMC to see him used in the scheme. The way that they used him was fantastic. And when Debo comes back, he'll certainly take away some PPR work, but hopefully Shanahan doesn't just run him 18 times and throw to him for it. Like I'm pretty sure they want to dump it off to him a lot, which will be good. And it was nice to see Jimmy could do that. Jimmy checked down to him pretty good, and there's a lot of design plays for it too, which is what you want with Jimmy, because Jimmy's not the quarterback that you need, but he can be the quarterback that, if you design plays for him, he can be the quarterback that you don't see the deficiencies as much. Like you can get by with him. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl, but you never know. I mean, the Niners get healthy and their defense comes back full strength, maybe they can become a Super Bowl contender. I think the Eagles are probably the NFC contender, the lead dog, but we'll see.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Do you see Kenneth Walker getting involved in the passing game a little bit more? I think that'd make him unstoppable if he were able to get involved in the passing game a little bit more, with checkdowns or what have you.
I do. I don't care about his college career. I don't care about his college career being that he doesn't, catch the football. Didn't catch the football much in college. That doesn't bother me. I know it bothers a lot of people. It doesn't bother me at all. Because every skill set you need to be a good pass catcher in the NFL, he's shown. He has every single bit of it. Good in open space, good at eluding defenders, good at finding an open pocket on the field and navigating toward it, having good hands, being a playmaker, having a nose for the end zone, having good acceleration. Like, he has all of those things. He's shifty. He's crafty. He's a smart player on the field. He's got a spatial intelligence, like no other player. Like, when you watch him, he reminds me so much of Le'Veon Bell. Much of Le'Veon Bell. Just the way he like almost comes to a complete stop, bro. Like, when he's running, he'll literally like stop and then go. And there's very few players we've ever seen in the NFL that can do it like that. They can actually like come to an almost immediate stop and then just take off full speed. His acceleration's great. And think about it, when you catch a ball, a lot of times you're catching a football, especially as a running back, and then you got to accelerate. You're not always catching it in stride like a wide receiver running downfield. He's got all the intangibles. So do I think that they're going to open it up and pass to him more? I don't know the answer to that. I know if they did, he would be successful. And I know that Pete Carroll loves him. And I think that touchdown run, all of his big plays just open up the opportunity for Carroll and everybody to like want him to get the football in crunch time. You know what I mean? So I think that when push comes to shove, they want the ball in his hands. I think that's going to cause them to throw the football to him more. But I can't guarantee it. I don't really know what the game plan is. I don't like seeing Homer on the field as much as he's been on the field. But we'll see.
All right, I appreciate you. I watch your show every day. I love everything you do.
Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Later.
All right. Nope.
All right, who's next?
Hello?
What's up, my man?
Oh, what's up? I just had a question. I'm kind of in a predicament with Cortland Sutton. I don't know what I should do with him. Should I keep believing?
Keep believing? Did you ever believe?
Yeah. At the beginning of the week, I mean...
He was doing well. He was doing well at the beginning of the year. He was like in the top 10 for a little while. So, yeah, I got to give him his props there from the beginning. But do I believe in him? No. No. I mean...
So
go ahead.
Should I look to trade?
I would. But who's going to take him, bro?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of asking, because I don't know what targets like would equal to him.
You know what I would do? Package them. Like, you can't sell them. Whenever you can't sell a necklace at a garage sale, bro, you throw it in with a pair of socks. And you sell it as a package, bro. Socks and necklace. Who wants it? Instead of $2, they'll sell it for $3. That's the only thing you could do. You can't sell him by himself. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants Russell Limited. As wide receiver. This guy's a hot mess. And every time the Broncos win, it's like Nathaniel Hackett gets like a little. It's kind of like when you're playing a video game, bro, and you're a big size and you get shrunk and you're down to the final, one hit and you lose a life, and you're on your last life.
Yeah. And
you run into an extra life. And it buys you just a little more time, bro. Every time they win, it's like he's Mario. He's getting, he's finding a mushroom. He's growing just a little bit. He's got a little bit more time. But it's like you almost want him to lose so that they can get rid of Hackett and get somebody in there that can control things a little better. Because he can't control anything. He's a horrible decision maker. And I mean, I don't think he was directly related to having Javonte get hurt because it was a freak ACL injury, but I still blame him for whatever reason. I just feel like things would have been going good, better. I don't know.
Yeah, I lost Javante early in the season, and you know that cost me a couple of losses. I'm sitting at after this week I'll be 4-4. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to make a push.
Pittman. You know, depending on how good Gabe Davis does, if he ends up flopping, you could go after Gabe Davis, but you're just gonna probably have to give up more. So like, let's say you had another player that you felt like dumping. You know, you could kind of couple them together and try and get like an undervalued wide receiver. But if a guy like Gabe Davis goes off, you're not going to touch him. You know, Sutton for you know. Let me just take a look at thefantasyfootballshow.com. If you want my year-round rankings, bold predictions, trade calculator, one-on-one text advice, get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. But let me get over to my rankings on thefantasyfootballshow.com and see what wide receivers look to be the kind of wide receiver I'd attack for Sutton. Do you want a wide receiver or a running back? Anything?
Let's go with a wide receiver, but with James Conner coming back soon, and I have Mostert, who would you start between those two in the coming weeks?
I don't know. We got to see, bro. We got to see. We don't. It's too hard to know. Keenan Allen is a guy you could target using Sutton. DJ Moore would have been. Now he's not. I'm just giving you these examples of guys to like think about, like, and see how they've transformed over the last week. Another guy you could have got this week, but can no longer get would be Tony Pollard. You could have got that for Sutton, like pretty much I think a pretty easy 1-for-1. But now it's like, I don't know, man. We're getting to the point where, like, DK was hurt. You could have traded for DK, and now that DK's back, you can't. But those are things you got to look for. So what in week number 9 looks a lot like that? Tough to say, because a lot of these players are emerging now, and I don't know if there are a lot of values 1-for-1. You know, maybe well, who's your tight end?
My tight end, it's been Kyle Pitts for the past few weeks.
Hey, he looks kind of back, bro. Part of me wonders, and someone might laugh at this, bro, but we have this got him button for a reason. There's a reason I have this button.
Got him.
Because people make bad trades every single hour, every single minute in fantasy football. Someone's making a stupid trade. Okay, and we're here for it. We're here for it. We're here to send out these kind of offers.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
We're here to send those out to all of our friends and family, and to get them, to got them, so we can press the got them button. So hear me out. Kyle Pitts had a good day. Kyle Pitts had a good day. Sutton is a bad wide receiver name to throw out 1-for-1, but you package him with another player that does something psychologically. The psychology in fantasy football. I wonder if you could go get Andrews, who's injured right now, using Pitts and Sutton.
The guy that has Andrews in my league is very adamant on keeping Andrews, but I could try that trade.
I mean, maybe he was. Have you talked to him since he got hurt?
No, I have not.
Well, see, then that's a totally different conversation. That's like saying the guy who had JT loved him when he drafted him, bro. The guy who's JT now that loved him when he drafted him might not love him anymore. You know, Andrews is screwed him over twice in a row. 2 weeks in a row, Andrews has done him dirty, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, go try it. I mean, people make bad trades all the time. All right, bro, I got to run. Anything else real quick?
All right. No, I appreciate it.
All right, later, pal. See ya. Show loves you back. Okay, Racing Boy says, all right, the same trade as before, but the guy said DK instead of Moore. Racing Boy, you swear I remember what you're talking about. Let's go find his first question. I could see Racing Boy at like the local sub sandwich shop. I'd walk in and go, hey, he decided he wanted to do DK instead. Who are you? Who are you? Guy wants Allen and Taylor. He'll give me Mahomes and DJ Moore. So, all right, the same guy trade as before, but the guy said DK instead of Moore. I don't know. What's the chat think of this? Would you give up Josh Allen and JT for Mahomes, DK, and Aaron Jones? It's starting to look like a lot better offer. That's starting to look like a lot better offer. Chat, are we okay with this trade right now? No, not knowing what's going to happen with Aaron Jones, not knowing where that's going to go. Are we okay? Are we okay taking Aaron Jones, DK Metcalf, and Mahomes for JT and Josh Allen? Or do we like Josh Allen that much? Are we not touching Josh Allen? Are we leaving Josh Allen on our roster so we can do Josh Allen things? That's the question. It almost comes down to Mahomes and Josh Allen. If you think Mahomes is as good, and maybe you do, then you probably love this trade because JT looks like he's in some trouble. And Aaron Jones and DK for JT straight up might actually be a good move. Doesn't get Jonathan's juices flowing. Thumbs up. Keep those toes down. Allen, Diggs, TD, 2 coming up. Aaron Jones looks so good. Josh Allen, DK side. Take the deal. I'd take that trade. There you go, Racing Boy. Go get DK. Go get DK. And I pretty much agree. Like, I love Josh Allen, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, DK does a little bit more for me. It gets my juices flowing. I know it doesn't get Jonathan's juices flowing, but it gets my juices flowing. And I see DK, Aaron Jones, and Mahomes for a struggling JT who I like to buy low. I like to dabble in some JT buy low action. But Mahomes ain't bad, bro. I'm taking that deal. I don't like the DJ Moore side. I like that side. Go do it. Do it live. Do it live. Come back and we'll celebrate. Thank you, Racing Boy. Appreciate you. This one's from Rillo. Try and grab AJ Ayuk using Pollard and Gibson. AJ Brown and Ayuk. I mean, don't get greedy, bro. You could try Pollard and Gibson for AJ Brown, and then you start talking about, I'm not saying I love Ayuk, but you start getting the guy, worked up about losing 2 players. I might just go after AJ Brown. I love Pollard, but AJ Brown is better than Pollard in that, they're probably the same value of Pollard we're starting all year. That's like the ideal value you want out of Pollard is getting AJ Brown production. So and you don't have to guarantee he's going to get the volume. So don't get greedy. I'd do that trade for just AJ Brown. And I say don't get greedy, not because you don't deserve to be greedy, because I don't want you to ruin the deal. Once he says no, and then you dial it back, he's probably in the business of saying no, He's probably like, no. Okay, what if no? When he would have said yes maybe the first time. McCormick. Showing some love, bro fist. Brad, appreciate you, my guy. James. I just called in one last question. What is the outlook on St. Brown after this week? I swapped him for DJ Moore at $11.59 on a hunch. Do I sell him? I hold St. Brown. St. Brown proved to us how good he is. He's going to be fine, in my opinion. I mean, you do what you want. I mean, DJ Moore, though, no. I mean, if you were wanting to trade him and go get like a wide receiver or a running back or something, I could be okay with it. Or if you're saying, should I swap him for Swift straight up? Like, I'd be torn. Like, both of them struggled. But I think I'm not doubting St. Brown as much as some people might be. I think I'm okay with him having a bad week and chalking it up to, he's still getting his rhythm back. But you never know, bro. I mean, 2 or 3 more weeks from now, what am I going to say? Am I going to continue to say it? It's a just and adapt season. I'm not 100% right about everything. I can't be. If I was, I'd literally be living in Vegas instead of dabbling in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek Hill. What do we have for Gabe Davis? Touchdown. Who was that? Was that McKenzie? What's Gabe Davis's stat line right now? That was McKenzie. That was nice. Was that a catch? Josh Allen's so good. It was a handoff. Okay. That sucks. I thought that was a throw. I missed it out of the corner of my eye because I was talking to Avi. Avi distracted me. Tyreek Hill will be really close to 2K yards. Yeah, if he stays healthy, he will be. Tyreek Hill's going crazy. Going absolute bonkers, bro. 21-7. Let's keep it a close game, A-Rod. Let's score a touchdown here. We need the Buffalo Bills throwing the football. Aaron Rodgers, 62 yards and a score. Aaron Jones, 9 for 52, 5.8 a carry. Dillon's 4 for 12 yards, 3 yards a carry. Dobbs, 26 yards and a touchdown. On the Buffalo Bills side of the football as we approach halftime, Josh Allen's got 2 touchdowns, 76 yards. Singletary's got 6 for 51. Diggs has 42 yards and a touchdown. Gabe Davis, 0 yards. This is the way it goes for me. I always nail 4 of them. It's always the 5th one, and it's always the last one I'm waiting on. It's never the first one. It's always the last one I'm waiting on. Gabe Davis, get on your horse. Get me 56.5 yards or more, or give me 57 yards. And allow me to go to the bank today, okay? All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you all tomorrow, Monday through Friday. I'm live every single Monday through Friday. Every single Monday through Friday. Tomorrow's Halloween, though, right? I don't know how that's going to work tomorrow. I may go live very briefly, or I may pre-record something and release it as a premiere. I'm not positive. So I'm not sure. I'll keep you posted, but more than likely, I would imagine I go live, even if I go live at 3 or 6 p.m. instead of 7 or something like that, into the 7 o'clock hour, so that if anybody showed up at 7, they'd see me live, but you could rewind the show and watch it. But I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. But I'll be live. I'm live every Monday through Friday, to for the most part, maybe once a year, twice a year. I get sick or something, I might not go live, but I'll usually try and drop a pre-recorded, show or something. But I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever news breaks for the most part. If it's something small, I can't go live on every single, somebody's got a nick and bruise, somebody's got a hurt feelings or something. I don't go live on everything, but I choose all of the major, massive pieces of news. Whenever it breaks, I immediately go live if I can help it. And so if like tomorrow Tom Brady retired, you can bet your bottom dollar that you could walk over to my channel, refresh it once or twice after about 4 minutes, and you'd see me live talking and breaking it down. So I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'm also live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at midnight during the season. And a lot of the time during the off season too, because we're doing mock drafts and stuff all off season. And then I'm live Sunday morning, the last half hour leading into kickoff, which is what a lot of you have been doing lately, showing up on my YouTube channel, which I appreciate. And if you want to become a YouTube exclusive member, I'm going to drop that exclusive membership link, and you can become an exclusive member. And guess what exclusive members get to do? They get to jump on 2 Zoom calls. Once halftime of the morning games, the other's halftime of the Sunday night game, this game right here, which is going into halftime, which means I got to get off this show and go talk to my Zoom members from the YouTube exclusive membership. The $9.99 plan gets you into that. You can upgrade the $1.99 plan into the $9.99 plan at any moment. Baker just became a YouTube exclusive member. So if you want to become a part of that, I occasionally invite the $1.99 members in there. So, look for that. Let's see here. What are you saying? What did Corey say? Somebody said Corey bounce. What did Corey say? Davis is always. I don't see what this guy Davis said. David said, Corey, bounce, you bum. Why are you talking to David or Corey like that, David? What did David do? Brad McCormick became a YouTube exclusive member. Okay, I'll see you guys on the Zoom call. Those of you that had the $9.99 plan, I'll see you on the Zoom call. Going live on Zoom in about 2 minutes. We'll talk who to pick up and buy lows, stuff like that. Later, everybody. Appreciate everybody.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.
Brad, I'll see you on the call. Rob, what's up, Rob? Baker, appreciate you. Baker, I'll see you on the call. Slayer, Tuesday trade deadline. Logan, appreciate you. Kwani, I just go to my main YouTube homepage or just click the link. You should be able to upgrade just clicking that link that's pinned in the live chat or the link that's in the description of the video. Or if you go to my main YouTube homepage, you should see a join button and you can click that. See you all on Zoom. And for those of you that just joined, Brad and everybody, go to the community tab on the YouTube page. Go to the community tab on my main YouTube page. Click on the community tab, and in a few minutes you're going to see a post that says, "Hey, I'm on Zoom right now from this time to this time." That's where you'll see the link. So go get that link in about 2 to 3 minutes. Later.